Clearly, I think there is a lot of folks who would like to be able to have access to the courts and to have the right to access an attorney to help them, but because of their financial situation, they're not able to or afford an attorney, or they aren't aware of the resources that are available for them to obtain an attorney at low cost or for free.
My son had been bullied severely by some of the neighborhood boys. He also was prone to sticking his extremities through the neighbor's iron fence next door to us. We needed some sort of solid fence. Actually, for a fence that's only 3 feet high, it was very, very effective. We did go through a process with my HOA board. We contacted our management company. Unfortunately, they were not responsive to us.
At this point, the HOA decided to levy fines against the Smith for this architectural violation to the tune of $450 per month.
There was a lien filed on our home by our HOA's attorney. We also were sued by our HOA and our management company in 4th District Court. We had over $5,000 unlawfully taken from our savings account. And through all of this, Disability Law Center represented us. The DLC was familiar with the Fair Housing Act, and they knew the legal ramifications of what my HOA board and my management company were doing.
The impact that it had on them was pretty pervasive. So having that end, and having it end in a positive way, with a public apology from the HOA and a nice, check, Melanie feels like a great weight is off her shoulders.
We're very happy with the outcome. Being able to solve this in mediation, I think was important for us. This wasn't our doing. We were basically backed into this or forced into it. To us, it staved off a foreclosure. It staved off, having to settle for $20,000 for back fines. It balanced the scale.
Every one of us has the right to live peacefully and without fear of retaliation and discrimination in neighborhoods that are inclusive and where diversity is valued and civil rights are acknowledged and protected. It's a combination of a mother's protective instincts and passion, and the passion of the attorneys and staff here at the Disability Law Center, and I think the outcome was really great.
I needed some mental health services really, really bad. I tried to find help, and I couldn't find the help I needed. Somebody told me about Utah Legal Services to get with them, and they could help me get through the system.
And she had significant problems with her mother, getting along with her mother. There was a lot of tension because her parents are elderly, they're retired, they're on a fixed income, and they had to provide for her financially for everything.
I wasn't even able to purchase my own toilet paper, my own cat food. I couldn't put gas in my truck to go to therapy.
But it was a strain on the family, on her mother, on her father, and on Terry, because she felt guilty. She felt like she was a burden.
Just the journey to get Medicaid is very, very hard. Even my doctor telling them she can't work just was not enough. We had to go through the Social Security disability system in order to get the Medicaid. You've got to go through so many channels through the red tape to get the medical help, the therapy. You can't do it alone. You've got to have some legal help. And to know that Utah Legal Services was there and to have that lawyer believe in my case for 3 years was unbelievable. There are a lot of people with mental illnesses who fall through the cracks. I am one of them, I feel, that made it through. And if it wasn't for my doctors, my therapy, and Utah Legal Services, I really don't know what I would do. I've got Medicaid now, and it pays for all of my therapy.
She did without medical insurance for so long, and now she has it and she's using it to help herself.
With the treatment, my doctors and therapists are hoping that I can get back to work eventually, so that maybe one day I can be a person that can live a normal life again, maybe.
Taking some of that stress away and all the treatment that she's taking advantage of. Good things are ahead, I hope, for Terry.
I gained a lot of self-esteem. You know, it just made me feel like a real person again, to be able to buy the necessities, my own medications. I can do that all by myself now. I can pay for everything, and I feel like a human being again. I feel like I matter.
I've been wanting to be away from Mike for a very long time. But I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any help because Mike was completely in control of everything, our whole relationship. He told me to hurry up and die. I remember that. He wishes I was dead. Take my cancer-infested, diseased body and die. He told me what a stupid fucking bitch I was. And if I didn't like it, to get out. He'd been abusive before. He beat me up really bad one time in Sturgis at a motorcycle rally. He broke my ribs. Ever since that day, I've been scared of him. 1990. I stayed with him because I was afraid of him. And I walked back to my bedroom. He'd wrote all over every inch of my walls. Really rotten things. It was, it was destroyed. There was pictures just crushed with my face ripped out of them, and the frames and the glass everywhere, and I was confused. I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen.
It took a lot before she was willing to say, no, I'm standing up for myself. I'm not going to let you abuse me. I'm going to seek the court's protection. It was a serious abuse situation. I mean, she's very sick. She can't really stand up for herself. He really used her disease as a sword against her because he knew that she couldn't stand up and protect herself.
You heard the saying, walking on eggshells every day when you wake up, not knowing if he's going to be happy, mad, sad, glad. It's awful. And I didn't know how awful it was until I didn't have it anymore.
Even though it seems like protective orders are easily granted, if someone challenges that at the hearing, we have to have all that evidence in line, and we have to argue and prove our case to the court. So I think it's very beneficial for a victim to have an attorney who knows domestic violence inside and out be able to represent them at these hearings. The legal system is very complex, and if you have a perpetrator who knows it and can manipulate it, it's very hard for someone to represent themselves in these type of cases.
I would be dead if he came home. Either he would have killed me, I would have killed myself, but I wouldn't be here today if he could come back here, because I'm never going back to that life again. His criminal charges are over with now. They found him guilty, and he can no longer come here because I have a protective order from legal aid. I'm not afraid. It's a big house, it's a scary world, the news is scary, but I'm not afraid anymore, which is good. It's really good.